Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So, yeah, the chaos continues. Big up, big down, big up, big down. One thing that has happened though is our range. I should be using horizontal lines for this, but anyway, you'll get my drift. So our range there is diversifying a bit into a channel. So nothing concrete yet, but that definitely does look like what is happening. And if you just pay attention to the weekly, but let's get rid of the noise, hanging man, double hanging man here, and now we have an engulfing weekly bar that is forming in a very strong area of resistance with the oscillator script to the upside. So I've been saying it for a while. It's looking really tight, and this gap is going to start looking quite attractive, and possibly even this gap down here. So I don't see us barreling through this at the moment. This is our line in the sand at 16,000, so I think that's kind of what the bulls and the bears are paying attention to at the moment. But anyway, so looking at this on the 3 hour, and you can see why I'm saying why we've suddenly sort of switched from a range into a channel is have a look at this. We had the rejection there early in the week. We've rejected, we'll try to reject the moving averages. We did it again. Now we're back in this area here. So we've got a crossover. We are above the 155. So this is typical of day to day. So I would expect us to stay between these moving averages here on the 3 hour and possibly on the hour as well until non-farm payrolls is done. The difference on the hour is you can see the break below the moving averages, the rejection yesterday. There it is there. And my concern is that if I look left, there wasn't much, the most logical levels to pick up. It wasn't quite on those levels. Anyway, and then you had this big pin bar here as well. So nothing really worth trading. If I look at what's going on at the moment, this is based because Euro USD is climbing. So that's what this climb is here. I suspect we'll pull back onto structure. I'm not convinced it's going to be a move to the upside. I'm more convinced that this is sort of a flag on the hour to retest the lows, and those lows are sort of down. Well, take your pick, any one of these tails here, which I think is going to be the attraction at the moment. Anyway, that's kind of the view I've got. If you look at the diversions here, the grouping of the oscillators, my view on a short's only going to change if we get above the high of yesterday. Now, I just want to drop down to 15 minutes just to see what that structure is. So that high was off. You can see there's the level there. I suppose we could argue that if we had our multiple levels in, we would have maybe picked that up with that inside bar for a move down. But look at how volatile that was. I mean, that is absolutely insane. Anyway, so for me, I'm still favoring short scalps at the moment, but not entirely convinced that that is the right way to go. I'm definitely not convinced that it's longs either. So kind of a sit on the fence type of situation, or if you do have time to pay attention to the lower time frames, and that's lower than where I am now at the 15. So something like a 5-minute chart where you're going to be looking for opportunities to get into this. And for example, there's a pin bar off structure. You can see there's a structure there. So you can see double pin bar actually. A bit of a range. So that was a data drop and then data climb again. So anyway, that would have been something decent. That's like a 20-point stop loss for a 100-point gain. So that would have been a fairly decent 5-to-1 trade. And then there would have been another entry here off structure, which is right there. So there were definitely opportunities on the 5 minutes. Same rules apply as what you do. Only difference is what I'd normally do is just put my levels in on the 15-minute and then you switch down to the 5-minute and wait for those levels to be tagged before jumping in. So that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment, but looking at that scenario right now, we're above the moving averages. On the 5-minute, looks like a bit of a triangle forming, so we're probably going to tag that 15,860 more than likely before coming back. So where the daily, I think, is, if you look at that, that's kind of big down, big up. So I suspect that's going to stay like that, guys. I really don't think there's going to be a change in this range or start of a channel at the moment. So keep your wits about you if you're going to trade this. But me personally, I think I'm just going to take the day off. I don't think it's even worth it. I haven't seen anything on Forex worthwhile. There's nothing on the Dow that I'm interested in at the moment, and we'll get to the S&P now. But there's nothing here that's exciting me for a bigger move or a decent setup that is worthwhile taking. Anyway, that's kind of my view. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Enjoy your weekend.